Blues are back on the road this weekend, with second place Brighton and Hove Albion the opponents. And manager Gary Rowett is hoping for a positive result after a frustrating defeat to Charlton last time out.
Immensely frustrating because when I watched the game back, we actually played well. I know it's ironic to say we played well but didn't score, but I think you always look at games and you look at how many chances you create. When we've lost games at home, which we've lost too many so far this season, but when you lose games at home and don't create enough chances, then that's when you start to worry. When you actually create quite a lot of opportunities, I think 22 in total, and we really should have stuck one of those away. I think the keeper makes 5 or 6 really good saves, and we've created chances to the death. So I'm disappointed with it. But again, that sometimes happens, and I think it's unfortunate for us that it's happened at the end of what's probably been not a particularly great run at home. So therefore it then gets thrown in with all of those sort of poor performances, really.
For the first time this season, Rowett is without a few key players due to injury, and he believes that the success of the campaign will depend on how effectively Blues can navigate through difficult periods.
I've said it all along that if we've got a fully fit squad, which I know is a luxury not many people have for long periods, but if we had a fully fit squad, I could almost say hand on heart where I think we'd have a chance of finishing. I think where we finish this season is going to be based on how we navigate these difficult periods, because of course it's probably harder for us to navigate them than some other clubs. But what I would say is, again, I spoke to the club about the immediate situation in terms of replacing Clayton. They've been brilliant. They've found or we provided funds to do that. So and we will we will bring players in this emergency loan deadline. And I think depending on how many number of players we bring in will be dictated to by other clubs' willingness to let their best players go. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. If you look at the last loan window, I don't think many Premier League strikers, for example, moved because it doesn't need to be a financial one for them, so they can just keep the players till January and then look at what's best for them when they've got a chance to replace them. So that's where we are. Like I said, we're in a position where we can certainly strengthen. I've said that for a few weeks. We're actually in a very good position to strengthen, so it's really positive.
Saturday's opponents, Brighton, are still the only side in the country to remain unbeaten this season. But Rowett is hoping that his side's unrivalled away form can bring that run to an end.
Certainly anyone away from home, like you say, we've got the best away record in the division. That's certainly going to be tested against Brighton and Middlesbrough, our next 2 away games. We know they're going to be tough games. But I think for us, in some ways, that we would probably rather at this moment be going to play a very good Brighton side, managed of course by Chris, who we know all about. He's a really good guy and built a great squad, than perhaps playing a bottom 3 team at home, which is really ironic, because that's where we are at this moment in time. So yeah, listen, we'll certainly go there and relish the game. As we know, it's going to be a tough game, but I saw them against Burnley and we've seen them over the past month. They've done brilliant, but they're a good team. They're not up there by chance. They're up there because they're a very good and very organised team. I think Chris Hughton knows the league. He knows what it takes to get out of this league. They're incredibly organised. They're hard to beat. Again, show me a team in this division that scored loads and loads of goals and conceded loads of goals and are at the top. It just doesn't happen like that. They don't concede many goals. They're built a little bit like us from a very strong defensive platform. They've not won many games by lots and lots of goals, but they're very good at doing what it takes to get the 3 points. I've got some really good players in there. You look at the likes of Dunk, who obviously re-signed there in the summer, but a lot of clubs would have tried to sign for big money. Kyle is one of the best midfielders in the division, I think. So they've got Stevens back, massive, like a new signing for them. And they've obviously got strikers, up there and options in Hemed and Bobby Zamora. So they've got some really good players, but they're a team, and I think that's what we'll be facing this weekend. I think other clubs, you can look at them and say they've got some fantastic individuals that can beat you. I think what Brighton offer you is a very organised team. That of course, as we know, have remained unbeaten for this long period.